Okay, so number 9, we got to graph this guy. So let's get our grid paper going here. And we'll draw ourselves in the XY coordinate plane. Alright, so when my x values are less than -2, I'm going to graph this bad boy, e to the negative x minus 3. So less than -2. So here's -2. So it's kind of like this imaginary line here. And less than would be to the left of it. So we're going to graph y equals e to the negative x, what was it, minus 3, on from here to the left. Okay, now it says when x is between 2 and -2, we're going to graph x plus 4. So from -2 to 2, there's another little imaginary line here. And we're going to graph from to the left and then to the right. In between here, we're going to graph y equals x plus 4. And then here it says when x is greater than or equal to 2, we're going to graph x squared. So from here over, we'll graph y equals x squared. Now, x squared is a parabola. X plus 4 is a line. This e to the x business, that might not be that might not stand out to you, okay, about what that shape is. So let's jump over here in the graphing calculator. And let's look at what that would be. So I'm going to use the E button, e to the x, which is right here, e to the x second ln. And then I'm going to put negative x, close it up, minus 3, graph it. So it's one of those curves, right? One of those exponential curves. And look how it's going down, right? And it's been backed up 3 spots, right? So we only want to look at where it's -2. So where is -2 at here? I'm going to use the trace button. Go back until where that x says -2. So we're right at, actually, second trace, and let's get a value. The value would be at -2 is 4.389. At -2, the value is 4.3. So 1, 2, 3, 4.3, right about here. And it says that it would be a open dot. See, it's less than, so it's just an open dot. Put an open dot right there. And then draw that curve in. So there's that part. What about x plus 4? X plus 4. So your y-intercept is at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then your slope is 1. So up 1 over 1. And remember, we only want it from that imaginary line to this one. Okay. And what kind of dots do we have here? Well, it tells me that when x is less than or equal to -2, when x is bigger than or equal to -2, I'm reading it backwards. So that's a solid dot on the left side. And where x is less than 2, that's just a plain old less than, so that's an open dot right there. And what about y equals x squared? Well, that would be a parabola. So what happens at 2? Well, 2 squared would be 4. So here's where it would start, and then it would just shoot up like a parabola, because the next one would be 3, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it would have an open, closed dot because it has the equal to's on it. And if you didn't get that, if that doesn't make much sense, do what I did here on this one, right? Go to y equals, clear it out, just put x squared in, Let's graph this bad boy. It's a parabola. Well, what happens at 2? Right, that's what I'm worried with. At x equals 2. So at second trace and value, put me a 2 in. What do I get? I get a 4. Here it is right here. And it's shooting upward. And then I figure out what happens at the next value. 3 squared would be 9. That's how I got the next number right up here. And then you don't really graph the faint line, the imaginary lines here. So we're going to erase those off. And you don't have to have those on there either. Erase that stuff off. I mean, you can leave it on there if you really wanted to. That's what the graph would look like.